Hello Fanatics! With the end of 2018, we're doing our annual year in review. So here's our list of the top 10 movies of 2018. Now I will say that this list will be entirely subjective, meaning that it won't be our best reviewed films, but more the films that resonated with us and the ones that had us thinking and rewatching throughout the year. And of course, this list won't be complete entirely because, to be honest, I didn't get to see all the films this year. There will be some films that didn't make the list because they just came out, or they were ones that I just couldn't fit in time-wise. So those films will be reviewed eventually on this channel, but until then, these are the films that were reviewed from January till now. First up, we have our honorable mentions. They are You Were Never Really Here, Bad Times at the El Royale, A Quiet Place, Love, Simon, and Black Panther. So, coming in at number 10, just making the cut, is Overlord. This was a film that wouldn't be on many people's radars, as it looks like it's just a rehash of the Call of Duty franchise's Nazi zombie gameplay mode, but it's so much more than that. This isn't technically a zombie movie, but more a superhuman movie, and it's not so much a horror movie as it is a war movie, because it focuses more on the war drama aspects than on the actual horror elements, but it manages to fuse the two flawlessly. On top of that, it has some phenomenal performances and some great cinematography that immerses you in the atmosphere of the story, making it one of the best war movies since Saving Private Ryan. At number 9, we have Upgrade, which is another movie that would have been off the radar for many people, but you should definitely watch it. It's one of the best sci-fis that I saw this year, as it takes the ideas of Venom and successfully makes them into a sci-fi film. Not only is it a gritty and very real story that feels like it could have been a Black Mirror episode, but on top of it, the no-name cast does flawlessly in their acting, and I found that everything just worked really well in this film. So if you're a huge fan of sci-fi, I highly recommend it. Coming in at number 8, we have A Star is Born. A Star is Born is one of the dramas that really resonated with me this year. I went back looking at it and I couldn't stop listening to the music and reminiscing about the film and really feeling what the characters felt. Bradley Cooper does phenomenally as the director of this film, and him and Lady Gaga have some undeniable chemistry. They are the heart of this movie, and no one else could have done it as well as them, at least this rendition. And I find that this one is actually the best one of the 4 versions of this story. So debate if you want, but that's why it's so high on my list. It definitely blew me away, and I can't stop thinking about it. At number 7, we have Searching. This is another movie that I didn't expect to have on this list by any means, but after watching it, I was blown away by what it actually was able to do. I didn't think that there would be a film that I would watch entirely focused on screen life and have it so captivating like Searching was. John Cho's performance is unbelievable and probably his career best. Deborah Messing's great in this movie, and everything just ties together so well. The ability to show us how integrated technology is into our daily lives, and the themes are so relatable to any audience member. So I found that everything just really worked, it connected, and the themes definitely hit home for me. So in the end, I really enjoyed Searching. Coming in at number 6, we have Black Klansmen. This was a film that I expected to like, but I didn't expect it to like it as much as I did, because I enjoy Spike Lee's stuff. Don't get me wrong, Malcolm X is a great movie, but Black Klansmen seemed to have a little bit of tone issues in its trailers. I didn't know if it was going to be a complete drama. I didn't know if it was going to be a complete comedy. I didn't know if it was going to be a mix of the two. And thankfully, it is a mix of the two, as there is some comedic moments, but it's not the slapstick humor that some people expect. Instead, it is this very dry, witty, and sarcastic humor, which is what Spike Lee is good at. And I found that the acting was phenomenal in this movie. John David Washington is a force to be reckoned with. Adam Driver shows why he's great in any film that he's in. You had a whole bunch of other actors in it too that definitely resonated. Topher Grace was hilarious in his role, and I found that not only was it a great topical look at society, but it was also a very important one to open some people's eyes. And I found that mixed with the storytelling and the setting that they put it in, just everything worked so well, especially with Spike Lee's direction and style, that this movie is one that you can definitely rewatch and enjoy every time you watch it. Coming in at number 5 is Green Book. This was a movie that I kept seeing trailers for and I was intrigued by, but I wasn't necessarily jumping the gun to go and watch in theaters. But as I heard word of mouth reviews, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go and see it, and I was not disappointed. Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali definitely have some great on-screen chemistry in this film, and their witty banter back and forth definitely makes it the fun ride that it is. But it's the strong themes that are paired with it that make this movie truly memorable, and why it should be a huge award contender come award season. I think that this film is one that you can definitely look back and watch over and over, and it's one that you can watch with any family member, and it's one that I think in the end was a great movie to escape from reality, but still remember what reality is. Coming in at number 4, we have Incredibles 2. This one was on my anticipated list, and it makes my top 10 list because Pixar blew it out of the water. I mean, there was such a cult following for Incredibles, and to be honest, I was included in it because Incredibles is probably in my top 3 favorite Pixar movies. And I was so excited to hear that there was a second one coming out, and then when I went to go see it, I made sure to see it before I could hear any reviews, and my god, it is close to a masterpiece. It does everything you want for it. It focuses on the right characters, it has the right amount of comedy, the animation is amazing. Pixar continues to constantly hone their craft and show that they're the best in the game, and I think that if I have to wait 10-15 years for an Incredibles 3, then yes, I'm gonna do it, because my god, this one definitely set the bar high. At number 3, we have Avengers Infinity War. This was my number 1 anticipated movie of the year, so it's no surprise that this one comes in on my top 10 list as well. I was blown away by what Marvel was able to do. They have created a 10-year cinematic universe, and it came together in this one film, and everything worked. The characters, the story. I really liked how this one, in my eyes, was a story where the Avengers are heroes, but then at the same time are really the antagonists of this story. And if you look at it from Thanos' perspective, he really has his own storyline going on here. And so you can really see the duality of who's the hero and who's the villain here. Kind of like how they did with Civil War with Iron Man and Captain America. Whose side are you on? Well, this one, yes, Thanos has been the big baddie that they're going up against, but he justifies his motives. He has his own origin story here, and I find that you can really dig into it and see how layered this story really is. And after everything that happened in Infinity War, I'm really excited to see what they do with Endgame. I'm hoping that they don't give away too much going up and leading into Endgame. I'm hoping there's just maybe one more trailer that's another teaser, and then have an end credit scene in Captain Marvel, and that's it. Because we don't need anything else. This movie, they can make it 4 hours for all I care, and I'm gonna sit there for 4 hours, because this is where it's been leading to, and we're excited to see what happens for it to end. At number 2, we have probably the best action film of the year, and that is Mission Impossible Fallout. I don't think I could name another action movie this year that comes even close to Fallout, because each of the Mission Impossible movies since Ghost Protocol has continued to up the bar with their action sequences, and Fallout does just that. I can think of off the top of my head 3 scenes that definitely show why Fallout is the best action film of the year, and that's the helicopter scene, the skydive scene, and the bathroom brawl. These 3 scenes are the pinnacles of action for this year and will be instantly recognizable for years to come. On top of that, Fallout is a great layered story. You follow all the characters, they all have their own subplots, but everything just works so well, not only as a spy drama, but a thriller, an action adventure. They have everything. There's little layers of comedy in there. Everything just works in this film. And the bar has been set even higher with Fallout, so I'm excited to see where they can potentially take the 7th one in this franchise. And coming in at number 1 is a movie that I'm surprised I haven't seen on a lot of people's lists, and that's Annihilation. This was my favorite sci-fi movie of the year, and just like Blade Runner took it last year for top movie of the year, it seems like sci-fis have dominated this year as well. I would compare Annihilation to Arrival in the sense of how it's an intellectual sci-fi film, but it manages to have a little bit more action and thrills than Arrival. So I found that it was a mix of a sci-fi thriller, kind of like The Thing or Alien, and you mix it with Arrival and you get Annihilation. The story was absolutely phenomenal. Alex Garland is one of the best writers and directors in sci-fi working today. It had some great performances by the cast of lovely women in this film, and Oscar Isaac was great in his minimal role, but I found that this film just really resonated with me. After I watched it, I had so many questions. I had to go online, talk on the forums, and I came back to it. I watched it a couple more times. It is one of those movies that sticks with you. So if you're a huge fan of sci-fi or thrillers or action or something smart, this is the movie for you. And there you have it. There's our list of the top 10 movies of 2018. Do you agree or disagree with our list? Think we might have missed a film? Or you think the order is wrong? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Dylan Phillips, and thanks for watching. If you liked this video and you want to see more, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Check out our latest year in review video, where we revisit our top 10 anticipated films of 2018. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. And until next time, Fanatics, keep it real.